appear to be suffering from writer's block, which feels qualitatively different to other periods in my life when I found writing difficult. Um, Now, how do I know this? Because I sometimes feel compelled to write, especially if I'm wandering around or especially if I'm in the bath. Sentences occur to me, strings of sentences occur to me, um, and I try and write, and there's nothing there. It almost feels as though there is a different uh, that is a different part of the brain that composes sentences and the one that actually arranges them on the page. And when I go to arrange them on the page, it's like they're not there, although they have been recently, you know, 10 minutes ago. And what seemed almost completely formed, they just needed transferring onto the page. But even when I do manage to get a few words down, there is something kind of lifeless about them. They have no energy in them, or the energy isn't being transferred to me. So there is no kind of feedback loop where I want to kind of, I put them down and they want to be built upon and I assist them, which I think is something to do with how writing works. Now, obviously, I've just written and published a large book, and there is a kind of emotional and kind of intellectual exhaustion that I'm getting over. And I think I'm getting over it. I may not look like it today, but I think I am. And I was thinking, actually, I was trying to explain this to somebody the other day. I do wonder whether, at least for now, that every project I conceive in my head actually is the project I've just finished. In the sense that I kind of think to myself, I want to write about this, I want to write about it in this way. How might I do that? And actually, the answers to those questions is the book that I've just written. And therefore, actually, right now, I've got nothing to say. It's nothing. I've said it, and I need to either feel that part of my life is over because it's in the book, and that there's a sort of delete button in my head, which means I can kind of get rid of all of that stuff, or something new needs to occur to me. And until it does, something new, fresh, and invigorating, actually, I'm writing because that's what I do, not necessarily because it has value or it has a kind of meaning more than the sense that I am somehow built to be a writer. And quite frankly, after reading the Robert Sapolsky book, it's hard to think that I write because I'm built this way, not because I choose to or anything. I don't have any free choice over this. And actually, as much as I'm not a fan of this idea of free will as an illusion, I am very keenly aware that my brain stroke mind creates sentences, creates the idea of the organisation of writing without me having a great deal to do with it. Otherwise, I just wouldn't do it. I mean, I would just lie in the bath and just stare into space or think of something else. But I don't. I lie there, and sentences get formed and get ordered, and that's obviously discounting that they may already have been organised before I'm conscious of them. There's another stage. There is kind of pre-conscious and then conscious, and I'm not even that. I don't seem to have that much control over what is conscious. And then there's the putting them down on paper. But anyway, I mean, this is not a long video. It's just that at the moment, and I have tried. I mean, I've tried writing non-fiction, and that's just awful. I did write a review of Marilynne Robinson's new book of essays for Review 31. That was much harder work than I thought it would be. I'm not even sure it's that good. They haven't posted it up yet, so maybe it isn't that good. But it is that I had it all mapped out in my head. I thought I would just need to transfer it, but I couldn't. It was just, and so it really is extraordinary. I'm finally realizing what I've feared before, that when I write in my head, it isn't in fact what I think it is. It's much more inchoate and fragmentary. But I just imagine there must be words there, because when I sit down to write, they're not there. And without that, without the transfer of thought onto paper and the organisation, writing is impossible. And for that reason, I'm blocked. That's very strange indeed. But anyway, thank you. The Romantic, written and read by Neil Griffiths. Music